everyone, today I'll be doing a solo prophecy run on the first encounter, the Phalanx Echo boss with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker bottom tree with Gambler's Dodge. Next, I'll be using Will of the Horde and fully recommend you get the Catalyst for auto-loading holster. Next, I'll be using the 7 Serath VY-7 submachine gun to make Warmind cells. And next we'll be using a sunset weapon, the Wendigo. The only reason I'm using this is just to get the explosive light so we can do high DPS on the boss. You can also use a grenade launcher with spike grenades and with auto-loading holster in full court if you have that perk. For my helmet, I accidentally put double sword ammo finder. It is supposed to be grenade launcher ammo finder, so you can see that I was doing testings with sword. So the stat increase is mobility mod plus 10 and taking charge. Next, I'll be using discipline mod plus 10, grenade launcher loader, anti-barrier submachine gun, and supercharge. For the exotic, I'll be using the 6 coyote to get another dodge with concussive dampener and grenade launcher reserves and high energy fire with discipline mod plus 5. For the legs, I'll be using double grenade launcher scavenger with 10 mobility mod and the burning cells so we can burn enemies for a few seconds. Last, I'll be using double bomber and with 10 discipline mod with charge up to get an extra additional charge up light. Now, you guys know the moat mechanics with the light and dark. You must kill the knights in the dark to get dark modes. You must kill the knights at the light to get the light modes. So you can see here I decided to go for the dark modes and then dunk it where it's mostly in the ground first. I always dunk the modes in the middle and then the top last because they're way more dangerous, and then doing the boss DPS, the boss will run away or he will push you off the map, especially when you're using a sword for this run. So for Hunter, as you guys know, you can turn invisible, and it is a little different since we can't use any taken barrier, we can't use high barrier, and also I have tested special grenade launchers. It takes around 3 hits with taken spec to take down the knights. So last season, the special grenade launchers was 2 hits to take them down. But for this season's 3 with taken spec. Now with no taken spec, it will be 4 hits. I have not tested out Mountaintop for this encounter. Tested out Truth Teller and Birthright. But with using Will of the Horde, you could turn invisible, you do a body shot on the knights, and then you can just quickly go to the shadow or to the light to get the modes. So you can see here, I got the light modes, I dunk it, and now I'm going to first just check what modes I need. I need dark or the light. And when I do dunk the orb, the modes, I like to first clear down all the ads. Then once I clear down all the ads, then I go after the knights. Highly recommend you take down the prisons, or I like to call them the prison bunnies. They're a bit more aggressive than the last time I did this dungeon. So make sure you get a Warmind cell, clear them down, and then focus on the knights. Do not focus on the knights while there's prisons because they're going to multiply like bunnies, just like corrupted. And they will get super aggressive and they will kill you. Another thing I like to mention is these knights sometimes go in rage and they follow you. If they do follow you, you can turn invisible so they will stop. Or if you're on Warlock or Titan, if they are enraging you, following you, you must keep running until it shoots fire flames at you because it will follow you. It will be very aggressive. And I highly recommend you run away from it. So the boss can push you as well. So highly recommend you slide when it does the animation trying to push you off. So you can see here I dunked the light orb and I am trying to clear down all the ads, use my War Mind Cell, and then once I clear down all the prisons, then I focus on the knights. So for this DPS, it's a little different. This is just my own way of doing a 2-phase on the boss. Yes, you can do a 1-phase on Hunter, but it's dangerous. And I have tested it out, you can, but it's very, very hard to do. And since we don't have Taken Barrier or Hive Barrier, it can be a little tricky. So I was just trying to get the motes so we can do our first DPS at the boss. So I needed dark motes, so I accidentally killed a knight that turned light motes. So you can see here, so once I do that, I turn invisible, I gather all the dark motes, and then I'm going to get ready for the DPS. Now, going to the platform on top, sometimes I would highly recommend to be a little careful. Sometimes the boss can push you off from where I'm standing. So definitely be careful. So here I like to do is shoot a Wither Horde. And I like to say make sure you have Charge of Light. I did not have Charge of Light in this footage for the first boss DPS. So always pick up an orb or two and make sure you have Charge of Light so you can do a massive DPS on the boss. So you can see here the boss was moving, so I decided to use my super to do more DPS at the boss. So once I do that, I will be using my Wendigo to take down and blind these taken ads that are going to try to immune the boss, so I can't do DPS. Now the mechanics will reset. So you can see there that I did not have Charge of Light, and I could have done more damage if I had Charge of Light. And you also noticed I'm not using my Wendigo at all. And the reason why is because I'm saving Explosive Light so I can do more DPS at the boss. So that's another reason why I am not really using my Wendigo so much and only using it for the DPS for the boss. You can use your Wendigo if the knights are following you, or let's just say you don't have smoke to turn invisible, the knights enraging you, then you can use your heavy and then pick up another orb so you can collect 6 explosive lights and then you can save for the DPS. Always dunk orbs at the bottom. Highly recommend, and then you can work your way on the dunks on the top. So you can see here, once I dunked a moat, I always take down these prisons. Like I said before, they're more aggressive than last season. For me, they seem a bit aggressive, but you know, everyone's different, everyone has their own opinion for this dungeon. So now I collected the dark mode, we're gonna take cover and then take down the prison ads. So once I do that, I shoot a Wither Horde and I'm going to use my submachine gun to try to make a War Mind Cell. Now sometimes the War Mind Cells can fall off the map, but if it does happen, just keep shooting the prison ads so you can make another War Mind Cell and then take down the ads with the War Mind Cell and then you can resume with the knight. Honestly, I think this method is much more safer than trying to take down the knights with prisons shooting you and then they can multiply, which can be very bad. So now I'm just trying to get light modes and I have to be in the light to take down these knights. So I was just looking, browsing, and I decided to just go clockwise to dunk the light modes. Now in this footage, I did forget which modes I'm supposed to get. I did forget. So you'll see here that I was trying to remember if I was supposed to get the dark or the light. And it was because I was hungry, if I have to be honest. And also the PS4, the frame rate is kind of weird on PS4. I don't know if anyone is having trouble with it. But yes, PS4 is acting really weird. Even I can't even see my friends list anymore at the moment, and it's a little frustrating. So yes, you can see here that I was trying to remember which modes I'm supposed to get, and then I finally realized I need to get the dark mode. So always make sure to know which ones you're gonna get, because I forgot. And you know, silly mistakes. You see, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And if it does happen to you, then just continue to kill the knights. So there's always going to be 3 knights. When you kill all the knights, then 3 knights will spawn again. So now we're going to do our final DPS. We have Charge of Light. Last time we did not have it. So I'm just waiting for the boss to walk towards me a little bit. So once I dunk the dark mode, I'm going to do DPS. Since we have 6 explosive light, I'll be using Wendigo first. So you can see here why I decided to save my ammo heavy for the Wendigo. And then I'm using Willow Horde. And then once to add spawn, I decided to use my super. So there you go, guys. So this is my own method of how I deal with the first encounter and how I do a 2-phase on this boss. Especially if you don't have Anarchy, and I still don't have Anarchy to this day. As you can see, you don't really need Anarchy to do a solo dungeon or solo flawless. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.